All right, guys, I got our next guest of the night, or our guest of the night, Chandler the Hammer Cole here with me, who's going to be fighting March 18th against Philippe McGlothlin. And I'm looking forward to Valor fights, man. I got to speak with a lot of people on the card. You were an inspiring fighter. You had a great amateur career starting back. You never lost a fight, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Chandler the Hammer Cole. My amateur career, I went 11-0, or 12. 11 or 12? 12-0. I went 12-0, and I had 12 finishes. So my very last amateur fight was went to decision. I was very, a lot of people want to say I was a good fighter. Not good. I'm blessed, and I'm a blessed fighter.
So, man, on your Facebook page, which everyone can go check out, Chandler Cole on Facebook, you got something going on. You were training with Billy Swanson. I kind of saw the Turtle thing. What's going on? What's the Turtle Gang thing about?
The Turtle Gang. It's me, Billy Swanson, David Robbins, and my good old boy Willis. Willis went into a store and bought a bunch of bracelets, and he brought them back to practice and gave them to him. And ever since then, we've just been the Turtle Gang.
So I don't know if Big Bill was wearing his. I'm gonna have to find out about that, man, because I think that's hilarious.
If he wasn't wearing it, he's definitely kicked out.
He's out. He's out.
He's out. If he wasn't wearing it, dude, he's out. He's definitely out.
Well, his nickname is Big Sexy, so you never know. He might have to take off the turtles if he sees a cute girl. Who knows?
Never. No.
Never,
that's
right?
No
Never.
excuse. No excuse.
No
I wear
excuse.
mine all the time, even through training.
So, man, I saw some pictures on your Facebook where you're helping a bunch of young children. What were you doing there? Helping with your community? Do you have anyone in your family that suffers from illnesses, or what inspired you to kind of go out there and help these children?
I had it was a special needs event. It was a magic show with Eugene Mullins. If none of y'all know him, he's a magician back home. He's awesome. And they were having a special needs event, and they asked me to come sign autographs, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. So I get there, and these kids come up to me, they ask me to sign autographs, and this one kid walks up to me, and he's bald-headed. I don't know what illness he has, but I just looked at him. You could tell he was sick, and I signed that autograph, and he just reached out and grabbed it, and I was like, man, if I went, I already have one pro win. If I went 1 in 100, dude, this moment right here would be worth it. I mean, it was a very special moment in my life, just to know that a kid can look at me and just be like, hey, that dude's awesome.
It means a lot to them, because here they are struggling with something, trying to fight, and you don't know who their parents are or what their background is. Usually kids look to the TV and stuff like that. Well, here's a fighter in front of them, and hey, what am I doing? I'm trying to fight a battle. So did any of them kind of ask you for advice or anything like that?
None of them. Actually, they just they were so tickled to death. I don't think it was like in the heat of the moment, dude. They were just there for the moment, like I was.
So, and that's what life's about, man. Life's about making those special moments and memories like that. And if you have somebody in your family or somebody that's suffering, that you can't watch something, you can't listen to music. I mean, you're just completely blank. These people are going through so much.
And it's crazy you bring that up, because actually my grandmother, she raised me, and she really was. She was more than my grandmother. She's my best friend. She was the number one person in my life, and she had cancer when I was 15. It was after a football game. My sister told me, she was like, "Hey, Mama's in the hospital. They're running tests on her." I'm like, "Oh, nothing. My Mama's never been sick." I was like, "Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong." And I remember football season ended, and I was in wrestling practice. My brother walked in, and I was wrestling, and I caught him out the glimpse of my eyes, and we made eye contact. And he just wiped his eyes, and I could just feel the tension. I was like, man. And I broke down and started crying. I knew something was wrong, didn't know what it was, and I got in the vehicle, and they just told me that she had cancer. And that was back in 2010. And sad thing is it came to an end in March of 2015. A woman, I think it came back 7 times, and she was constantly in and out of chemo, constantly fighting. It's a big motivation to me. I miss her and love her more than anything. But
Well, me and
I
you were
mean,
kind of chatting about this before, man. What these people are going through, you can't compare it to anything. I just had Paul Felder
no,
on last week before his fight at UFC Halifax, and one of his family members is suffering from cancer. And he said on the show, he was like, "What I'm doing when I'm going in there, and I have these big cuts on my face, or I'm getting spinning heel kick to the face. It's nothing compared to what these people are going through."
I take 1,000 jabs just to see her healthy. There's no comparison. That's like I always say, if you think I'm a fighter, you should see the survivors, and not just her, just all cancer survivors in general. I spent many days in cancer centers sitting beside her, just sitting through with it, watching her, seeing all those people come in and out. It's a very emotional thing, especially when you're affected by it. How can I look at my career and be like, oh, this and that, I can't do this, I can't do that, when someone of her age and her, being so, I don't want to say old, but she's an elder lady, in her 70s. She fought cancer, and not once did she, make excuses. She took the chemo, she kept fighting. So, I'm 22 years old. I'm healthy. I'm blessed. I have great people I surround myself with. Who says, I can't be the best in the world one day? Especially, that kind of motivation, dude. If she could fight for that long, and I wouldn't even say she lost, man. The war was over. The battle ended. She didn't lose the fight because she touched so many people's lives through her journey. So that's really what touches me. It motivates me, and I'm a very, I find motivation in all kinds of stuff, through her cancer, me wrestling in high school. I find motivation in that. My wrestling coach, he back in my high school wrestling coach, he's a pastor and a wrestling coach. And it's crazy how someone can look at you and talk to you and never break a cuss word and still make you want to run your head through a wall. Stuff like that's motivating. And my MMA coach was in the military. Little things motivate me, So it's crazy how much motivation I have around me. It's just an awesome feeling.
Well, I say it a lot to like my little sister who's really young. I mean, life's all about those little moments, like counting your blessings. I mean, there's some people out there that really do have it hard, and we might have hard days here and there. But for the most part, like you're fighting, you're doing something that makes you feel alive, something that you're passionate about. Me, I look forward to doing these interviews, talking with you guys, because I know what you guys have to do. Sometimes you got to put off holidays. Sometimes you got to, you know what I mean? It's a selfish sport, MMA, man. And for you to go
Very
out
selfish.
and help these young kids and be there for your grandmother, man, you can't live with regret.
Oh, absolutely not. And, it's like one of those things. I left college. When I was in college, I came back from Christmas, and I saw how much worse she was doing. That was in 2014, and she passed away in 2015. And I was just like, how can I not stay? How can I leave her? So I made the choice to stay. In a way, it's not that I regret it. I just wish I knew what all I could have accomplished at that level. But at the same time, I don't regret anything, because one little, one step to the right, one step to the left, and my whole life has changed. And right now, dude, I'm sitting in a very happy spot in my life. I have a great family. My mom and dad are there for me, and they love me to death. My sister, Caitlin, she's couldn't ask for a better human to be in my life. My bosses, my head coach, just everyone in general, they all come together to keep me on a positive mindset. I guess, honestly, that's why I'm always smiling. No negativity here.
Well, we have a great platform here, and right now, man, for anyone tuning in that's going through something, or maybe somebody's in a high school, they're a freshman right now, and they're going through wrestling and they're having a hard time. I mean, what advice do you have for them to keep moving forward?
I tell you, it's crazy because I worked my hind end off, and I felt like, I was going through high school with my grandmother with cancer, my sophomore, junior, and senior year. And I would say they're not my coach and wake up in the mornings and run and everything. And I can remember being in the state tournament my senior year, and there was a returning state champion in my bracket, and I was ranked number one. How come I got the honor to be ranked number one? And I'd won all these big tournaments. I went to the state tournament my senior year, 42-1.
Wow.
So yeah, and I was dead set on winning. There was nothing that was going to hold me back. And then I chose the worst time of my life to wrestle the worst match of my life. And crazy thing is, I could sit and make excuses on why it happened, but I'm not the one to make excuses. But basically, I lost by 1 point to a stalling call, and dude, it haunted me. I said, before my grandmother died, that was the worst thing that ever happened to me, because I was like, life's not fair. That doesn't make sense. How can I work so hard and not be gave what I've worked for? And it took me a long time. It took me into my, until I got older into MMA before I started realizing, it's just one of these sports. Nothing's gave to you. Kids win state titles all the time that wrestle for 10 plus years, and kids don't win state titles all the time that's wrestled 10 plus years. So, you're not deserved anything, and it comes out on the mat. You're not owed anything. A state title is a privilege that I never got the chance to have, So if a high school kid's watching, just remember, always work hard. And, when your career's over, like, leave no doubt. If your goal is to be a state champion, work like a state champion. Work like a national champion, because, it's not gave to everybody. I'm sitting here, today without a state title, and it still haunts me. But now I have new goals with coaching, so hopefully I can coach one day, and that'll substitute it.
Well, for our listeners out there right now, you actually do help kids wrestle,
yeah.
Correct?
I do. Last year the team I didn't coach, and we had another coaching staff, and they had one kid from Eastside High School, which is where I coach at. They went to state, and they took one kid. He placed third. And this past year we had 2 state runner-ups, a 3rd place, and a 6th place. So Tyler, Elam, and Jacob, it's your only shout-out ever. But shout-out to y'all, too. I'm proud of you. Don't ever get used to this, because this is the first and only time you'll ever hear y'all's name on a podcast when I'm talking about my fight career. But I'm proud of you, boys. You did good. Matthew Sexton, he got 3rd last year, got 3rd this year. He was tore up about it, but, you just got to come back next year and work. Kid's an athlete. He's a freak of nature. And little man, dude weighs like 95 pounds, 94 pounds, and wrestles 106.
That's great.
And, so much smaller than everybody, but yeah, he goes out there and he got 6th in the state. Can't beat yourself up over that. I'm very proud of all the boys, even the ones that didn't make it to state. We had leaps and bounds. We have a kid named Chupa. I know I'm wandering off, but
no, go for it, dog.
We got a kid on our team named Chupa, and man, honestly, that kid motivates me. When he came out, couldn't do a push-up. He's a smaller kid, didn't want to wrestle, and now it's like you look at him, and he done. The other day, one of our wrestlers was talking crap to him and challenged him to a push-up thing, and that one of our kids got 28 push-ups, which I was very mad at. But then he busted out 42, and I'm like, I'm so proud of this kid.
He doubled the best.
Right, and I was like, 42 push-ups.
That's great.
Which it was just between those two. We got kids that can do. We got kids that can do all kinds of push-ups. But
for any kids out there that are like the kind of runt or they're smaller than everyone, especially in high school. You go through growth spurts, but even if you get older, like Frankie Edgar, man, he's a tiny dude and he's a little scrapper, man. He's had some of the best comebacks in MMA. So just because you're small and runty doesn't mean you could be a champion.
I think it was Jeremy Stevens. Is that his name? They just fought. Yeah, he was fighting. Is that the guy's name, Jeremy Stevens?
Yeah, Jeremy the Little Heathen Stevens.
Dude, he knocked him down and everything, and Frankie Edgar just jumped back up and fought. And, dude, unless you, like, for example, me, I've been hit one fight and had to recover. And it was
First off, I should have laughed really hard when you said, "Is that his name?" Because of Connor's comment of "Who the is that guy?" I should have laughed so hard we said it just clicked.
And honestly, like, Jeremy Stevens talked all that crap to Connor, but Jeremy Stevens is irrelevant. Like, he ain't irrelevant, but he definitely opened his mouth to the wrong person, because I think Conor McGregor would beat the brakes off him.
He was just trying to get his 5 seconds in there, because Connor did take away that press conference. But yeah, anyway.
He takes away every press conference.
Yeah,
and everyone wants to ask him questions because he has a potty mouth. Which brings me to, did you watch the Derek Lewis interview?
Of course, man. I covered the fights. Derek Lewis in the post fight. The best part of it all, though, Not was him going, I gotta go boom boom or where's Ronda, but afterwards he tweeted this hilarious meme of Black Snake Moan with Ronda on the end of the leash.
Oh my God, dude! I didn't see that, but I definitely. He said, "You gonna take time to recover?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I've been doing a lot of training, and I've been having a lot of,
Yeah.
I gotta keep it PG for my wrestling families out there. They'll go crazy on me."
But which is funny you say that, because this today Derek Lewis went to an elementary school, so come on. All the kids knew who he was, so I hope he does realize that, though. Like, he's hilarious online, but you got to keep it simple sometimes. Don't take it too far.
I try to, man. I got too many kids that follow me, so on any social media, anytime I talk to the public, I'm always trying to keep it professional.
Well, you have an inspiring Facebook page. Are you on Twitter as well?
Yeah.
Where can everybody find you?
At CRCOLE_33. Absolutely, man. And it's, a lot of people live certain lives, and I was blessed to not be as fortunate growing up, but it never stopped me from smiling. So I got a priceless smile, no matter what my wallet has always said since I was a kid. And man, as long as I have MMA and good supporting people around me, I'll be just fine.
So for our listeners, as soon as I was about to, there we go. For our listeners that are watching you right now, and I'm sorry if you're listening to the podcast, but for our webcast viewers right now, where are you?
I'm in a office. I'm in my friend's office, his DJ office, actually. There's his piano. It's my boy JP. I DJ under him. He has all the equipment, and he's letting me do my thing. He takes me to places with him and DJ. I do that on the side. I substitute teach, making ends meet, man. I'm excited to fight get this paycheck, though. That's even better.
So do you have any favorite songs that you've been listening to lately that you can give everybody to go check out?
Man.
Or a certain artist or something?
I listen to, anytime I'm feeling discouraged, I always go and listen to The Champ by Nelly. I don't know if you listen to that or not. It's just motivating. It's motivating because, in high school, that's what I started listening to. I was like, state champ, state champ, state champ, state champ. And when that didn't happen, man, I don't know if I told you, but I lost to a stalling call at the state tournament, lost by 1 point, came back, got third. And ever since then, it's like attack, attack, attack. And even in my fights, man, I never try to waste time. It's attack from start to finish, because the time that you leave it into the judge's hands, man, it's a toss-up.
Yeah, it is. It can go either way. It really can.
Either way.
I've seen some pretty crazy calls.
So have I, and that's really haunted me, that a ref called me for stalling. Not even something I really did. I just, I kept standing up. He kept returning me, and he called me for stalling. And he said that it is ridiculous. I don't want to make excuses. Honestly, I should have pinned the kid if I wanted to win that bad. So that's my mindset. I lost. I got third place in state because I should have stuck the kid. I should have beat him by 30. I kept it too close, and that's on me. I have to live with that, and I'm okay. I'm okay with that as long as I can teach these kids how to wrestle aggressive and attack, attack, attack.
Well, now, man, you got this fight coming up March 18th against Philippe McGlothlin. So what can everybody expect when they tune in for Valor Fight 41 March 18th?
Same thing as always. I'm going to try to dominate. I'm going to try to be very aggressive. I hope he's in shape because, dude, I don't stop. I've been sparring, 5-minute rounds, and then I'll go run 2 or 3 miles, sprints like crazy, sled work. I do a lot of sled work, do a lot of grip work with pulling the sled. I'd say people are going to be surprised. They're going to be like, dang, Chandler, you're still big. Yeah, but I move like a 125 or so. They're gonna feel it.
Well, now you are undefeated as an amateur, moving on to your pro career. You got that one win under your belt. Were you happy with your last performance?
Man, honestly, I don't think I'm ever satisfied. I always look at things. One thing that I didn't like is we came out and his stance was off, and I was like, what the crap? So, of course, it made me fight And gosh, Robert Bennett, I don't care if you get mad, but I feel like he's such a crappy fighter that it really brought me down to his talent level, which I finished it in the first round.
We've seen that before, though. I mean, you say that, and you might feel weird about it, but look at John Bones Jones. I mean, if you have somebody better in front of you, you're going to rise to that. And if you have somebody lower, it lowers it. It slows you down almost.
I've seen him finish the best in the world and then go to decision with with other guys. But yeah, I fought Robert Bennett, and we just came out, and I was flat-footed for some reason, and it's crazy because in the gym, I'm bouncing everywhere, you know, and it's like I said, you know, I tell people all the time, I don't care how big I am, like, I'm going to be bouncing, I'm going to be throwing head kicks, I'm going to, you know, fight my game, and I didn't. I was flat-footed, I stood in front of them. I took one shot before I said, never again. So I threw that front kick, and then I kind of opened up more. I got more relaxed. I hit him. He fell, and I just finished him. With the technical side of fighting, I'm really not pleased with that. I don't want someone from, you know, higher promotion like UFC ever scouting me and then look at that and say, this kid, I mean, you know, it was really a bad look. But I'm coming prepared this time. It won't be the same fighter. I grow every fight, so we'll see what happens.
Well, the thing is, man, you never know when that moment is going to arrive. When the right person sees you at the right fight, that's how it happens in the fight game. I mean, and thanks to Dana White, Dean Thomas, and Matt Serra going around with this Dana White looking for a fight thing. I mean, I was just talking to Big Bill an hour ago, and he was saying, man, I'm always ready and prepared for that moment. Because if he walks in, I got to also remember, I got to stay calm and not get too excited and then, you know, suffer of that moment. Like Eminem says, you got to lose yourself in the moment. I mean, you only get one shot, right?
Yeah, it's crazy because, you know, when they were looking for that CM Punk fight, dude, like, you know how you said, I have a lot of inspirational stuff on my page. Man, I had a tweet, I think, get like 1,000 retweets, and it had Dana White on it. Like, I was cutting 85 anyway. I could have made 70 after my 85 fight. And I was trying to get that fight so bad.
For anyone out there that doesn't think they can do something like that, man, Mickey Gall is in the same shoes as you. One win, and look at him now.
And he just beat Super Sage, and, you know, that guy was supposed to be a freak.
Yeah. So how about that?
And I tried, man. I tried to get that fight. Dude, I think still to this day, I would beat the crap. It makes me so mad how he's like, I don't know if you know Adam Townsend or not. Dude, that dude he's fighting on LFA tonight. That dude is a freak of nature. And then you have, you know, CM Punk, who's booty. And I'm just like, what? Like, taking opportunities away from people. So, you know, he had a great motivational speech after his loss, but I still lose a lot of respect for him that he can go from just his name and decide I want to fight in the UFC. So I don't respect him too much for that. I've even tweeted his wife and everything. I'm a savage when it comes to that.
Well, man, it works. I mean, what really did work for Mickey Gall? I mean, Dana White seen how many fights that night or leading up to that. It's because he put on, a great performance, but knew how to work the mic after the fight. And he called out CM Punk. I mean, it's a new era. It really is. I know if you guys are tired of hearing it, but people are looking for not only your skills inside, but also outside of the cage.
Oh, absolutely, man. You got to be able to talk. You got to be lovable because at the end of the day, you got to be profitable. Not everyone can be quiet like Jose Aldo and people. But you know, he don't talk because people don't understand him. But if you look at it, Conor McGregor's the biggest mouth out there, and he's bringing in the most money. So, I mean, you got to be lovable. And he's a prick, but people love him. So you got to be able to talk. You got to be able to really work. It's really like entertainment. I mean, I'm not comparing this to like WWE, but you have to make fans. My thing is, you know, anytime someone asks about my life, you know, back home, people are like, Chandler, you didn't have that bad. But, you know, people that don't know me, I tell my story, and they're like, man, that's awesome. You know, that one awesome is better than no comments at all. So if I can change one person's day, my job's done.
Well, so that's why I'm so happy I had you on the show, because you're such an inspirational guy to talk with. And I'm sure everyone tuning in right now enjoyed this interview, man. We went almost a half hour here. And even before that, we were talking for about 20 minutes or so. But you know, as we wrap this thing up here, man, your fight March 18th, Valor Fight 41 against Philippe McGlothlin, man, you told us what we can expect when we tune in. So what we like to do at this point in the interview, man, is I hand the imaginary microphone over to you if you have any shout outs, sponsorships, or anything at all. If your opponent's listening in, you want to, you know, say something, the floor is all yours now.
I want to thank my sponsors first. I've had a rough time with getting like advertisements and stuff out for them, so we've not really got together, but I've had loyal sponsorships since day one. So I want to thank Southern Steel. They're always there for me. Elite Fitness, they're a gym where I'm back from, and they're really good to me. Dough Makers, I don't really have their sponsorship anymore, but man, back in the day they really helped me and I appreciate it. Coach Shank, you know, you're a great mentor. Coach Hamilton, you are too. Adam, Nick, Josh.
Let's get a shout out to those kids again. That was awesome.
Yeah. Tyler, Elam, and Jacob. This is the second time, but don't get used to it.
And this time, never again, right?
Never again. Well, Tyler was a senior. Never again. Never again. No, I'm super proud of those boys. They should really. At the beginning of the year, no one would have seen this. So, I mean, like I said, little things inspire me, and they're a small portion of my life that inspire me. Little man, Matthew Sexton, proud of you. And all the kids in general, Chupa, JJ, Eli, all you guys, Charlie, I'm proud of all you this year. Y'all did awesome. You made me a proud coach, so I couldn't be happier. My sister Caitlin, my mom and dad, Jordan, all y'all, I love y'all. That's about it. Phil, I'm ready to fight, man. And it's funny that I say this because I really want to say it, but I can't. I don't have I'm too humble. This guy told me today to tell Phil's parents they have a picture of him. Make sure they hang it up on their fridge because he ain't gonna look like that after the fight. But I'm too humble. I'm too humble to say that. So I had to get that out of the way. Dave Hampton, you're lucky I even said that and gave you your props. But no, Phil, I respect you. I respect you because you step in the cage. I'm ready to fight because I know I am.
Well,
so.
At the end of the day, you got to make it entertaining somehow. So if you guys have somewhat of a relationship, you guys talk back and forth. All it's going to do, even if you get one more person to tune in that night, it helps you guys so much, you know? So, I mean, the first time I tuned into Valor Fights, I said, I'm on board now, and I got to get these guys on my show. And that's what I've been doing. Valor Fights has been putting on so many amazing shows. March 18th, I'll be tuning in. I hope all my viewers and everyone out there is going to be tuning in as well. We can't wait to see what you do inside that cage. Also with Billy Swanson, man. So good luck March 18th against Philippe McGlothlin. And one last thing, where can everybody find you on social media?
At CRCOLE_33. That's Twitter and Instagram. And one last thing is I have this tattoo, and it says, "In order to fulfill my dreams, I'm willing to crush yours." So
that's freaking awesome.
So, Philip, dream about that, because that's about as truth as it gets.
I love it, man. Thank you so much for coming on Pure EVil MMA from frontproofmedia.com. Good luck and best of skill.
Hashtag Team Cole, guys.
DJ Payne 1.